loves, welcome back to my channel. First, just wanted to say thank you to you guys who have subscribed to my other The Young Caregiver channel, which is a dedicated channel that I post every Wednesday about caregiving and just about, you know, factors of it and factors of hospitals and things like that. My experience being a caregiver and my dad with pancreatic cancer. So thank you all for subscribing to that. If you're interested, I'll leave a link down below. People have had some really great reception from Facebook groups and things of the sort, so thank you guys so much. But today, I needed to keep talking about Disney because I miss Disney so much, and I'm actually in like a planning zone right now for Disney, and I wanted to kind of do like an overview of all the hotels that I've stayed at, which ones I like, which ones I want to visit back to, because again, I'm going to be referring to my trips from May 2016 to the present, and I'll reveal what new hotel I will be staying at in the next couple months. So stick along for the ride. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe and like and comment down below, and let's get into it. So the first hotel that I stayed at starting my most recent Disney obsession was in May 2016, was Port Orleans Riverside. Summer and I, what grabbed our attention for this resort was the price, because it was only, I know this is gonna sound crazy because now Port Orleans are like always over $200, usually $250. We got a garden view room for $164 a night, which is just I don't think prices for Riverside like exist for like that anymore. Even with an annual pass discount, they're still in the 200s. But we went because the price point seemed nice. We wanted a moderate resort, and so also we've stayed at French Quarters. I realize this is probably our main thing, but I'm remembering different. Our main reason probably was that we stayed at the sister resort, French Quarters, when we were younger, and so we liked that atmosphere. And we figured, why not try the other resort? It was bigger, it had more dining options, and it just seemed cool. So we love Riverside. It's a special place in our heart. We've not been back since, and I think that's what keeps it so special, is that it's a place that we're striving to go back to, and striving to go back to fairly soon, because the dining was amazing, the pool's awesome, and we love that you can share the amenities of both French Quarters and Riverside. So it doesn't matter if you're staying at French Quarters, you can use Riverside's amenities like their pools, and if you're staying at Riverside, you can use French Quarters pools and such. So I thought that was really cool. They also had other things at the resort that we just didn't take advantage of, because first trip we were open to close park goers. They have fishing, they have Surrey bikes, the boat to downtown, or oh my god, I almost said downtown Disney Springs. You know, we use that, but I think that's like such a great perk for hotels, because Disney Springs is like this new hip, you know, revived place. I feel like when we went in 2016 it was still downtown Disney, but or maybe they just switched it over to Disney Springs. But I really enjoyed Riverside, and I would stay again in a heartbeat. And if I stayed there again, I honestly would save up money to stay in the royal rooms, because that was the rooms that I had personally originally wanted to stay at, but you know, for money's sake we stayed in just a classic garden view room. But I would love to stay in a royal room. That is probably one of my upcoming goals for a Disney trip. The next hotel I stayed at was in November of 2016, was All Star Movies. Now, All Star Movies has refurb rooms just like Pop Century, so I haven't been back since the refurb, but I mean, All Star Movies, I had no complaints. We're only there for a couple days, but we were in the Toy Story land, which was just so cool. And I think now, especially because there's an actual Toy Story land in Hollywood Studios, that I really felt like I was in Andy's backyard or bedroom or whatever. It just was so, the theming was very immersive. I don't think I used the pool, so I didn't really use that much of the amenities, but honestly, with all the values, I think they're great. I would stay at All Stars, but I'll bring this up in a second when I talk about Pop, but it's like, I'd rather say Pop Century than All Stars, because it's like, Pop Century is close to Art of Animation, and like, they have like a good dining place, and it's just like, I don't know, as much as I love the All Stars, for 10 bucks more, I'd rather stay at Pop. But All Stars, always reliable. I do want to stay at Music and Sports. I mean, I want to stay at all the resorts eventually, but All Star Movies would definitely always be my top choice, just because I like the theming better than Music and Sports. But I'd go for any of them. They're a little far away from things, which is also the other downside, and they're part of a county that has 13% sales tax instead of 12.5 like the other resorts. But I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back, especially with the refurbed room. So maybe in the near future I will be staying at an All-Stars, and I would definitely try a sports room music just to see how it is. In March of 2017, when I was distraught that Wishes was leaving, I went solo and stayed at Coronado Springs. I had actually I think I had originally booked an All-Star, but Coronado Springs was under mad construction at that time, and so a room was only like, I think $30 or $40 more. So I figured, why not try a moderate? Their pool looked banging, so I said, I'm gonna try it. I loved Coronado. You know, a lot of times when I look up hotel reservations, Coronado's not available, which is weird. I don't know if it's just because of the conventions or because of the new resort that they're building there, but there's never a lot of availability. But when I went, I had a standard view, but I was literally one building over from preferred view, so it was still literally a 4-minute walk to the front. I wish I had more time to explore the dining options there, and I think they've overhauled the dining options there, but I really went there for the pool. I loved the Coronado Springs pool. It was so beautiful. The slide was amazing, but I will say the downside of Coronado, and another big reason why I would not stay there, and this may totally be changing with the Grand Tower, but the bus services sucked. Like, out of all the times I've been to Disney now, the bus services at Coronado were atrocious. I literally waited like 45 minutes for a bus to Disney Springs, and at that point I would have just spent money on an Uber, but there was just inaccurate bus times, and the cast members there weren't giving accurate times for stuff. So again, that was, oh my god, that was 2 years ago. Whoa. But you know, things may have changed. I kind of see on like Disboards and like Facebook groups that it actually is still kind of the same when it comes to bus issues, but I would definitely try Coronado again. Not my top, but you know, if the opportunity presented itself, I would love to spend a day at Coronado's pool. And the room was really nice because they're queen beds. Gotta love that, queen beds at moderates over the doubles at values. It's just, especially if you have to share with somebody, but even if not, I get starfish out. It was amazing. So May of 2017 is when Summer, my friend Haley, and I stayed at Pop Century for the first time for 9 days. So we really got to break in Pop Century, and wow, that is my favorite value resort. It just has everything, and that was before the refurb, and I went back after the refurb, which I'll get into in a second. But Pop Century just has good food options, good pools, great like walking areas. Being able to walk over to Art of Animation is really cool. The buses have always been super efficient, cheap. It's just, I think it has everything. Their gift shop is really awesome. It's nice and big. The food court stays open till like midnight. Just everything is, Pop Century is where it's at. And we did a preferred room, and we were literally like a 2-minute walk to the main building. And I'm gonna hop forward to May of 2018 when I went solo again and I did Pop Century. The only room they had available was a preferred pool view, and I said whatever. First off, refurb rooms are amazing. One downside is the Murphy bed that pulls down from the table. It's very easy to clip your leg on the side, and I can only imagine for like children that they would run in and hit it. But the beds are queen size now, so it's just like that whole sleek modern feel really opens up the space in the room. But I will say to never ever, if you like even a decimal of peace and quiet, because let's be real, at a value you're not getting too much peace and quiet, but if you like, even if you want a chance, do not get a preferred pool view. I mean, I don't know about standard pool view because those pools are quieter, but do not get a preferred pool view room, because all day they will be playing music that you can hear crisp through the door. I was hearing Miley Cyrus sing, you know, Disney Mania songs like clearly through my door, and with that you hear children screaming. So if you want naps or anything of the sort, don't get a preferred pool view, just get a preferred room and get on the other side of the building, because you will not have peace and quiet. I don't mind. Again, I live in New York. I sleep through basically anything. But if you need a nap, or if you have children who can't sleep with noises, especially noises that are other children screaming and Disney Mania, then do not get preferred pool view. It is really cool though when you open up the door and you're like, wow, the pool, it's amazing, it's so nice. But I would definitely not spend the extra money to do preferred pool. I would just do preferred, you know, at this point, even standard. So to back it up a little bit, in January of 2018, we had the super special opportunity to stay at French Quarters and the Grand Floridian. Now, French Quarters has a place in my heart. First, when I was 2, we went there, and when we went to Riverside, we like went to French Quarters and used the pool and stuff, and the beignets are, oh my god, unreal. But honestly, I would say the French Quarters is my favorite moderate because it is so small of a resort that you really, there's not a bad room in the property. You're not walking very far. The food court has some of the best food because it's authentic. Maybe authentic is the wrong word, but it's varied. It has a really nice variety of food. The beignets are to die for. The souvenir shop is small. The pool, the slide, I mean, as a kid I thought it was really big, but it is deceptively small. But you know, you get that boat to downtown Disney, to Disney Springs, and I like the smallness of the resort. They have also refurbed the rooms. They have like hardwood floors now, but I think that's my favorite just because of the smallness of the resort and the food options, and just there's that feel when you walk into the main lobby. You're like, oh my god, like there's just an energy that you get from French Quarters that you do not get it, I don't think, at Riverside. You know, you can get the coins to throw in the fountain and make wishes, and the Mardi Gras beads, and it's just like the atmosphere I just love so much more. And really special was when we got to stay at the Grand Floridian for a night. That was my dad's dream resort. It was my dream resort too, and oh, I wish we had more than a night there. I would love to stay there for a couple days because that resort is just beautiful. We had just a regular room, no special view or anything, but we had a view of the monorail, and it would pass by, and just having like a balcony and an indoor hotel. That was the first time at Disney I've ever had an indoor hotel room, because you know, all the moderates and the values besides Art of Animation suites have that like motel style. So having like an indoor hotel, I was like not used to that in Disney. It was just, oh, it was so convenient being on the monorail and to have those food options. Like we were literally like a couple steps away from Gasparilla Grill. I would just love a couple days there to really explore the resort. The room was really nice. Well, I say the room was really nice, cut to me breaking the handle off, but we called and they fixed it in like literally 2 seconds. So that, maybe we just have low standards, but the Grand Floridian was just all sorts of luxuries. And I would, the room service was really awesome because I was vegan at the time, and they literally got a chef on the phone with me to see what I wanted. So just like that level of service, I love. I wish I could afford deluxes all the time. I really do. And that leads us to the last time that I've been at Disney, which has been too long. It's been like 8 months, 9 months since I've been to Disney. Ugh, that's so long. That's so long for me, just the past couple years, because I've gone so much. The last time we stayed at Disney was at another moderate resort. It was the cabins at Fort Wilderness, which a lot of people forget are moderates, but they are considered moderates. So the only moderate I have not yet to stay at is Caribbean Beach, and the reason why I have never even looked at Caribbean Beach is because it was under so much construction, and like I drove past the construction, I was like, oh my god, like I would not want to stay here. But now that it's simmered down and they actually have like a food court and stuff, I definitely consider going to Caribbean. But for the past couple years, it's just been such a hot mess that I would rather spend my money and stay at Pop and have a complete resort than half of a resort at Caribbean. But the cabins were super awesome. I would definitely stay at the cabins again. You know, it's such a different feel than a hotel because you literally have a standalone cabin. I would highly recommend getting a golf cart when you go because the internal buses are very frequent, but I think it's just easier to just have your own golf cart to drive around. All the pools are really nice. The one downside is that all the food options close at 10 or earlier. And I get why they close earlier. You know, all the cabins have full kitchens, so they're probably expecting people to have their own food, even in your RV and tents, and they give you grills. Like, I get why, but at the same time, I feel like 10 for Disney resorts is just a little too early. Considering most places and values close at midnight. You know, Gasparilla Grill at the Grand Floridian is open 24 hours. Like, the cabins just at 10, like you'd never make it back from a park closed, so we'd always have to be like, okay, do we need any bottled drinks or anything at the park before we leave, because we know we can't get out of the resort. That was the only downside really for me. But overall, I wish we could stay longer. I feel like the cabins is a place where you should stay for at least a week. We were there for 6 days. I would stay there minimum a week, just so you can kind of get that vibe, that feel of like hominess. And I do hoop-de-doo there. We've done hoop-de-doo in the past. Trailside had a really good breakfast buffet. It's just nice and cozy and homey, and it's like having your own little cabin, having your own little home to go to was just really nice at the end of the day. And the living room had such a massive TV. It was awesome. Well, that is all, guys, for my resort reviews of all that I've stayed at. I will say that for a Disney trip that is coming up sometime in the future, again, not being very specific, I am staying at a brand new resort, and I'm so excited about it because I didn't think it was going to happen, but it ended up happening. I will be staying at Old Key West, which is a resort that I have written off for years, but something warmed me up to it, and I just really wanted to try it. So my next Disney trip, I will be staying at Old Key West, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for that time to eventually come so I can vlog and tell you guys all about it, but for now, I'll just have to dream, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your favorite Disney resort, or one that you'd love to go back to if you haven't been in a couple of years, because I feel like most of them have been refurbed. If I could choose another Disney resort right now to go stay at, it would be probably a toss-up between the Polynesian and Wilderness Lodge. That's what I'm kind of feeling. Some days it's a beach club because I want to try their pool, but right now I would love to stay at Wilderness Lodge and or the Polynesian. So hopefully one day in the near future that happens. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye!